You ever just look at a super intricate nail design and think, how in the world did they do that? I mean, it goes way beyond just a simple color. We're talking about complex, multi-layered art. There's this whole fascinating world of technique and creativity, and believe it or not, even philosophy, all happening on that tiny little canvas. So, you know what? Let's dive in and uncover some of the secrets behind these tiny masterpieces together.
And this idea right here, this really gets to the heart of it all. Nail art is not only decoration, it is communication. Think about that for a second. It's not just about looking pretty. It's a way to communicate, to express who you are, how you're feeling. Every single choice, the color, the shape, the design, it's all part of telling a story.
Okay, so that really is the big question, right? How does an artist take a whole idea or a feeling or a story and shrink it down onto something so tiny and detailed? Well, like any great artist, it all starts with having the right tools for the job.
So to really get a handle on the art, first we've got to peek inside the artist's toolkit. And I'm telling you, it is way more than just a bottle of polish. These are tools of absolute precision, and each one has a super specific job to do.
All right, first up, we've got the striper brush. See those long, thin bristles? They are designed for one thing and one thing only: total control. This is the secret weapon for getting those perfectly clean, long lines you see in geometric designs or for nailing that classic French manicure. It's the ultimate line maker, and it is so good at what it does.
Okay, next up, the dotting tool. And seriously, the beauty of this thing is how simple it is. It kind of looks like a pen, right? But that little metal tip on the end is the key to making perfect, consistent dots every single time. We're talking the center of a flower, a perfect polka dot pattern, or even that tiny little glint of light in a character's eye. This tool nails it.
Oh, you have definitely seen this effect before. You know that gorgeous, seamless fade from one color into another? That's called an ombre. And believe it or not, this simple little sponge is the secret. The artist just dabs the colors on, and it creates that super soft, blended gradient that looks totally effortless.
But of course, it's not all just about paint and brushes. No way. Artists use a whole bunch of other materials to add extra dimension and texture. You've got foils that give this incredible metallic flash, rhinestones for that pop of 3D luxury. Oh, and chrome powder. That stuff creates an almost magical mirror-like shine. And then you've got decals, which are perfect for adding really complex images, like super quick and flawlessly.
Okay, now for a really cool pro-level technique. It's called encapsulation, and the best way to think about it is art inside glass. The artist literally seals the entire design, especially if it has 3D things like glitter or rhinestones, underneath a clear protective layer. Not only does this make the design last forever, but it creates this amazing sense of depth. It's almost like you're looking into a tiny little world right there on your nail.
All right, so we've got the tools, we've got some of the key techniques, but how does it all actually come together in a real professional setting? Because great art isn't just random chaos, right? It follows a very clear, structured, and this is super important, a safe process.
And here's what that process actually looks like, broken down. You always start with a perfect canvas. That means the nail is prepped and totally clean. Then you lay down your base color, usually in 1 or 2 thin, even coats. Step 3, that's the fun part. That's where the creativity really happens and the art is made. Then, and this is crucial, you have to seal that design with a top coat. And if you've got those 3D elements, that optional encapsulation step locks it all in so it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so we've spent a lot of time on the how, but now I want to shift gears and talk about the why. Because nail art, when you get right down to it, is about so much more than just being good with a tiny brush. It's about emotion. It's about connection.
And a huge part of that starts with color. It's a pretty simple but really powerful idea. You've got your warm colors, reds, oranges, yellows, and they just scream energy and passion. Then you have the cool colors, blues, greens, purples, and they give off this feeling of calm and serenity. It's basic color theory, but it's being applied to this really personal form of expression.
And this gets right to the core of the whole philosophy. The choice of color is never ever random. A great artist actually works with their client. They help them pick colors that match a mood or a season or whatever story they're trying to tell. It's a completely intentional act.
This whole idea of working together is central to a really unique philosophy called the humanization art approach. Basically, it completely reframes the whole experience. It stops being just a transaction, paying for a service. Instead, it becomes this genuine moment of care,
of creating something together between the artist and the client.
So what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, it means the artist asks about the client's story. It means matching the design to their actual personality, using color to literally help uplift their mood, maybe adding a tiny little symbol that's like an inside joke, something only they would get. It's about showing you care through every single careful, precise detail.
Now, all of this amazing stuff, the art, the connection, the emotion, it all rests on one single non-negotiable foundation, and that is this. The absolute best way to show you care is to make sure the client is safe and healthy.
This is the mantra. It's simple, it's direct, and it is so powerful. Beautiful art is safe art, period. No design, I don't care how gorgeous it is worth risking the health of the nail or the skin. This is the absolute foundation of being a professional. And what that means in practice is being proactive. It means making sure every gem is secure so it doesn't snag on anything. It means applying gel in really thin layers so it cures all the way through and stays strong. And it means being super careful about keeping any products off the skin, because that can prevent allergic reactions. It's just more proof that real, true artistry is always safe artistry.
And just like that, we've come full circle. We started with the tiniest little dotting tool, and we ended up with this big, beautiful philosophy of care. But it all comes back to this one idea. Art is expression, but it's also connection. Nail art is a conversation. It's a way for you to express yourself, sure, but it's also a way to connect, even for just a little while, with the person helping you bring that vision to life.
So that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Go ahead, look at your own hands right now. Think about this tiny canvas that you carry around with you every single day. The real question is, what story do you want to tell?